All right, everyone. So Chad Gable, it looked like wasn't going to be in the qualifying match, but Adam Pearce gave us a big update. Here's what he had to say.
All right, WWE Universe Raw General Manager Adam Pearce with an update finally after a tumultuous week. As I'm sure most of you are aware, several of our social accounts were hacked, and now that they're firmly back under our control, we can get back to business. To that end, Chad Gable, everyone saw the heinous attack last week. Despite that attack, and despite being severely shaken up, Chad Gable is medically cleared and will compete this Monday in a triple threat qualifying match for the Money in the Bank ladder match against Braun Strowman and Big Bronson Reed. Again, the breaking news: in a huge display of guts, Chad Gable will compete with the winner going on to Toronto and the Money in the Bank ladder match. It happens this Monday live in Indianapolis on Monday Night Raw, 8/7 Central, only on USA. Thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for allowing me to deliver this message. And thank you for the privilege of your time.
We figured this was going to happen because it was quite weird because the Chad Gable situation has been extremely weird. So you obviously he's really starting to get this push from WWE. He's getting a heel turn. So you start to see that in motion. People are starting to hate him. They're cheering for Otis. It's working beautifully. Then you have the reports, well, his contract is coming up soon. So in the middle of the beginning of a push by WWE, Chad Gable has his contract up. Now reports are saying that he's going to sign. So it moves. It looks like, okay, we're back on we're back on the right path. We then have, so you figure he loses his match, right? And so now you're trying to see where is WWE taking this next, and then you have him get taken out by the Wyatt Six, right? So they take him out, and then he's announced as injured, and he was basically pulled from the match. So now I'm sitting there going, wait, what are they doing with him? Because they're keeping him, you're in this push, you're starting to gain that momentum, and it's like every step of the way, he's being kind of held back. But then now you have this, he's in the match now, it's going to be a triple threat, and I think they're going to be doing some good stuff with it. And you could tell in this video, obviously, that he's being hacked, right? As he's saying, we got over the hacking. There's so much stuff in WWE right now that it's just ready to blow off. It's just ready to pop off. And I cannot wait to see, because if you remember back to like the Attitude Era, this is one thing that's not talked about enough. But part of what made the Attitude Era great was that everyone wants to focus on the main event scene, which by the way was great. Okay, you had The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Triple H. Vince McMahon was in there as probably the main heel, but that wasn't all that made it great. Wrestling, even in some of its worst times, have had good headline stories. What made the Attitude Era so special, and what is starting to make this era so special, is that you have top to bottom very good stories. Meaning, if I'm turning on Raw, I don't get stuck watching, 80% kind of filler stuff I don't care about, and then one cool match at the end. I'm watching all of these different storylines that I'm invested in. And if you look today, let's just go through a few of them. Punk and Drew McIntyre, the Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes. Now we got Logan Paul and LA Knight. You got the Wyatt Six are in there now. You have everything going on the women's side, right? There's all these with you got Judgment Day and Liv Morgan. You had Becky Lynch leaving now, but she ended up losing that. You just have all of these different storylines that are just building and building and building, and you just have an entire show of storylines you care about. And now one of the newer additions too is this Chad Gable and what's happening with the Alpha Academy. And so that's one thing I think that gets overlooked when we talk about the best eras in wrestling, is that it's not just about the main event scene. It's about, can you fill out a full card of interesting matches? Because just a good main event does not make a show. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next.